I think I want to start already. Give me a moment. Hello everyone, and welcome to another stream of Gris Plays Nuzlocke. Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke, yes, that. This is my second attempt at publicly viewed Pokemon Nuzlocke because my first one ended prematurely due to a bad egg for trying to hack in rare candies inappropriately. So I did a boo-boo and now I'm started again. And, well, I know better now. No cheating this time. But I want to get started already. And there we go. So, last time we left, just about to challenge the gym, but our Pokemon are nowhere near the level cap. I'm not stupid, I'm going to be training a little bit more. And I could also just go ahead and catch a new Pokemon over in Route 116. What Pokemon can we find in Route 116? Okay, so we can find a Whismur, Nincada, Abra, and Skitty. I think I'm going to rush to the end so that I can find a Whismur before catching anything here. Do I have a Repel? I must have one at least. And I don't have a single Repel. That won't do. Let me get a Repel. And Pokemon here, the highest level Pokemon is Skitty level 7-8. No. Abra is level 7, Skitty level 7-8. I could actually do the thing, you know, the repel trick to force the appearance of a Skitty or a Taillow. But I'm not sure if either of those are actually worth it in this run. For a normal, I already have one, and for a flying, well, I already have one. Halo is not that bad, but I think I prefer Nincada or Abra rather than risk the chance of getting a Skitty. Oh, wrong place. Remember, this is Gen 3, before Pokemarts were in the Pokemon Center. If you hear some noises in the background, that's probably my cat being a little gremlin and bothering me because they want attention. There you go. How many super potions do I have? 2 potions? 4 Pokeballs? Let's get 2 more. That should be enough. I also do remember that the gentleman over here gave me something. I think it was a Pokeball. No, it was not that lady. Was it this kid? No, it was that sir. Hello, sir. Do you have something for me? Oh, no. Just lore. Oh, it was the kid. Yes, it was a ball. A premier ball, which I couldn't get in my previous run because the cheat that I used to get rare candies overwrote the Pokeball, which is the first slot in the Pokemarts. So I couldn't get any Pokeballs anymore, thus no more Premier Balls. Which, if I might be honest, I love how Premier Balls look. I was a little bit salty that I couldn't get them anymore. Well, so how should we go about it now? Should I go train with lower leveled Pokemon or should I train over there? I'm not sure if it would be so good. Most of the things that I'm gonna catch is gonna give me just HP EVs. So perhaps it would be better to train in this route. Before Rustler City we have Route 115. Route 115. Wait, no. It's not this one, it's Route 104. I can find Zigzagoon, Speedy Beast, Wurmple, HP, Halo, I think it was Attack, Wingull, Oh no, 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 that's... Okay, I can get Puchianis or attack EVs and Marrows. It's probably better to train in this route. Despite the every so often Wurmple, it would be much better. So yes, we'll be training here. Should we get it? Or no, let's train a little bit, then we go get it. And then we train it. For now, let's just try to get everything up to par. Also, I want to check something. Give me a moment. Volume mixer. No, no, over here. Wait, is it this one? Why can't I still hear it? Oh, because it's the program that I can still hear, not... Okay. Oh, shoot. Sorry, my bad. I meant to do this. I just want to see how the levels are in the stream. So I need to see how... It's so low. Oh, no, no. It's the general volume that is low. Give me just a sec. I need to raise everything up. Okay, I think that's fine. Ah! Yeah. Okay, there we go. Maybe it can stand to be raised just a little bit more. Now let's get to play. Go, Susie! Oh, shoot. Go, Susie Carmichael! I might take a break at some point. My cat sometimes wants me to play with them. Though they seem pretty comfy in their sleeping spot. I want to train Susie until I have Bite. That'll be very, very useful. Is there a psych? Yes, there's a psychic gym. Susie Carmichael would be great at the psychic gym if I managed to keep her alive until then. Now, do you think I might be able to keep her alive for so long? Honestly, I doubt it, but I'm gonna try my best. Who knows? Maybe I decide to box her, and she actually stays safe for most of the trip. I will make up for my mistake of last time that I did not evolve Zigzagoon because I wanted them to get covered as fast as possible, and it died horribly. I will let everything evolve as soon as it can. As much as I love Zigzagoon being just Zigzagoon, Linoon will live for longer, and I love Zigzagoon enough to want it to live for as long as possible. Aren't trainer battles supposed to be better for training? God damn. Now, I've been thinking about what other expressions to make for Gris. Wold. For me. Yes, me. Over here. I want to do a wave, like rather than an expression, just a taunt, you could say. Just an animation. But I can make it both waving and talking so that I can wave while I talk. That would be useful. Do you give me more berries? Oh no. It really hasn't been a day in this game because the clock doesn't go while the emulator is off, I think. I'm not sure. And now to train. And for our conversation topic, well, I was already on one. I want to add the wave. Now, I want to change the basic expressions. Like, this one, I rarely ever use it. This one is a bit funny, but a little bit over the top. This one, I'm just not convinced. Should I make them a little bit more expressive or more theatrical? What would be the best one? I mean, theatrical would fit more the persona, but expressive would fit more my personality, you know? And I need to choose what do I want to give more importance to the dramatis persona or to me just talking and saying stupid stuff. I think I should switch, but let's see if it does a growl. Yes, it does a growl. Good. Now that's one growl too many. We're switching to Susie. And I'm thinking also of buying a separate keypad for just the numbers. Numpad, I mean. And just make sure to put all the things that I'm going to need for the stream, like a mute button, all the emotes. Is there any way that I can get like a... not a drive, what would be the name? Like, you know, like when you have a guitar and you press the pedal, just to have it separately ready for whenever I want to need it. And just have it in the hand that I'm not using at this time. So for example, I could have it at my left hand instead of having to move my keyboard all the time and have it in a very precarious position. Oh, actually, I have an idea. I found this little thingy that might be able to help for today. And give me a little bit of counterweight for the keyboard. And no, now it's just precariously hanging over the edge without any additional support. Yay. Okay, that's much better, but it will still fall at some point. I really need it. Okay, I know what to do. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay, how is this working now? I remember that I have a couple teeny tiny tables that we use whenever we want to eat in front of the TV, which we don't do anymore because I think the TV broke, and then I stopped watching TV, but then my mom and my dad still do, and we put a different table there. So they don't need these because they have an actual table, not a teeny tiny table. Oh shoot, I have to get out of here. Oh, never mind, I guess. First, did you get anything? No. Second, let's use one potion. Why? Because I don't feel like running all the way to the Pokemon Center. And now, thanks to these little tables, I have the change of emoticon a little bit closer to me. Go, Chucky Finster! Let's see if I can actually do better now. Man, every time I see how I wish I was in a future generation where HAL affects both members of the party, and it's actually useful later in the game, I think that's... Okay, so remember my rant the other day about how I thought that Z moves were pretty... well, not that terrible in general, because they gave older moves actual utility past a certain point. Like, let's say you have one of the starters. You have your Torchics, your little owls, or little seals. I forgot the name. God damn. I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, you have your starter, which has Pounce, Scratch, Tackle, or something like that, and then they get Ember or something. But you want to keep a strong normal move that is not fucking cut. In those situations, you can keep Tackle and just use it with a Normalium Z before you get another better move in the future. It's not that bad. It's pretty cool. But I love how old moves actually get better support, like how Tail Whip now affects both enemies on the other side. That's amazing. And it lowers their defense for 1. Now you can actually use it in the doubles. You probably won't, because reducing opponent's stats is not as useful as raising your own Pokemon stats. But I like how those other moves get more utility. Not everything has to be useful, and I have to keep reminding myself of that. Like, not everything has to have a use. Some things just can exist without being perfect. So that's something I have to remind myself all the time when I'm playing Pokemon and I'm criticizing it and saying, oh, this is better than that and that's better than that. It's like, we are allowed to have a shitty Pokemon just exist and be shitty because whatever. It just is. Just like in real life, not everything has to be useful. That's my main issue when I play simulation games like Minecraft or The Sims or Stardew Valley. I have to find a use for absolutely everything. I have to just make sure that absolutely everything is useful. But then there's things like the poison potato, which is absolutely useless in Minecraft, and they made it that way by design. Why? Because why not? Sometimes you just want something to exist because why not? Would I take Zigzagoon to battle the Elite Four? Maybe if I had it at level 100 and it had Focus Sash or something like that. But it's not made for that. And it's okay that it's not made for that. It can just exist, you know? It doesn't have to justify its existence in any way. And I have to remind myself that it's okay that some things are not useful and I can just not use them, and that's it. Sometimes I wonder if I have OCD because I get that need to make absolutely everything useful, and I know that it's not healthy. And a lot of times, sometimes things just won't be necessary or useful at all. But thankfully I can still talk myself out of it. I mean, both making sure that things are useful all the time and the fact that I might have OCD, and thankfully I can still hold on my range. I know that people with OCD have actual problems resisting a lot of their triggers. So I feel for them, but it would also be offensive if I just claim something that is not actually me. I just have tendencies to be obsessive or compulsive. I'm not obsessive compulsive. I don't have an obsessive compulsive disorder as far as I believe. But hey, it's just like, I forgot this guy's name, that growing up is just realizing what your neurosis is and working around it. Like when I went to the psychologist, I had like heavy amount of evidence that I might be in the spectrum because of several things that I did. And then she asked me, do you want to be in the spectrum? And I was not sure. Do I want to be in the spectrum? Was it a call for attention, or was it just trying to put a name into habits that I did? Or was I just seeing other people being in the same way and I was trying to connect? I'm not sure. I'm really, really not sure. I just saw things and I was like, hey, I do that too. Hey, I do that too. And my psychologist described to me, because I do have ADHD, that there are a lot of comorbidities, is that the word? You know, a lot of related symptoms and attitudes. Like AUDHD does exist and everything, but I'm not sure what we got in the end. Is it good that I was having those thoughts and trying to explore myself? And then I get back to what I was saying. Sometimes I just have thoughts that exist. Or attitudes that I have. And they don't have to have a justification, they just are. And I just work around them. So, I know how I am when I play those kinds of games, and I just try to work around them. Like I said, I know that sometimes it can become a problem, but sometimes it's honestly enjoyable. I enjoy putting things in order in games, like organizing stuff. Have you seen the Copper Golem? That's me in the corner. It's me for real, for real. And in some ways I can use that to my advantage. Not all the time, but in some situations, yes. And I'm trying to work around it. And now I'm actually trying to work around myself, and that's why I'm doing a stream today. And today I hope that I can get to 3 hours at least. I've seen people that stream for 6 hours or more. And to be honest, I had a pretty bad day at work yesterday. And I might have effed up more than expected. Well, I'll see how it goes on Sunday, which is my next shift. And yes, I work on Sundays. Yeah. Victims of late stage capitalism, there we go. Join together, unite, blah blah blah. But if I want to persist, I might just give it a while to dedicate myself to streaming for a much longer time in a much intense way. Just stream for longer, choose better times, make things a little bit more palatable. Start doing thumbnails. I really do need to do thumbnails. It doesn't have to be elaborate, I just have to do anything. So if I lose my job, I'll use it as an excuse to try a little harder on this. I'm not sure if I'll lose it. Hopefully I'll just get scolded, but they seem pretty strict about mistakes. Like, first mistake, you're out. And honestly, I've come to accept it that, you know what, whatever happens, happens. And they can put me in a different campaign, but honestly, I am terrible when it comes to customer service. But it's the only thing that I can find here. I really hate treating with people in that way. It's difficult, to be honest. it's comfortable having to work, being able to work from my home, and honestly, I enjoy that. If I don't lose my job, hopefully, I'll just be happy for that. To stay for a little while longer in this comfortable status quo. But I'll try not to be too bummed out if I do get shafted. I'm honestly considering just getting a job in a coffee shop or something like that. I tried before, but I tried from a distance. This time I'll just go personally and ask if they need anyone. It's not going to be the best job, of course not, but better than nothing. And I might learn to do some cool stuff, I guess. Okay, that's not a good topic. See, that's one of the things I gotta learn as a streamer. To choose topics, not choose stupid things that are just gonna bum me out and make the conversation just not good. When I have someone here, I have to make sure to entertain them, because at the end of the day, I chose to be this little clown on the internet to make people haha, hoo hoo, or oh ah, whichever of them. Oh yeah, I joined an animation project, but it's been so hard to getting back to animating. I feel like the burnout hit a little bit harder than I expected, so it's a little bit harder to get back into it. Thankfully, the project is not for right now. It's not for tomorrow, so I have a little bit of time to get into the groove, you know? I'm still worried that I might not be up to the par. I keep talking to the person who helped me join every so often so that they know that I'm still interested and I'm still trying my best. But man... See, this is what I mean. I was about to go to a tangent where I'm really tired all the time and I don't know if I have energy to do everything. And I have to stop doing that. Be more like Penny. She's energetic. Yes, lots of energy. I have to have more energy. Speaking of energy, I am enjoying going for runs every so often, but I'm hating how it's getting so hot. It's so annoying. And my schedule is so inconsistent that I cannot be consistent when I go out for a run or not. At least with the streams, I know that I'm going to be several hours inside my house, so I can just choose one of my free days. But and it can be once or twice a week alone. But for running, I need to be persistent. That would be one of the benefits of choosing another job. Just knowing that I'll be able to simply have a persistent schedule. I'm a little scared of that focus energy, but it's a level 5 Talo. That's not good. I know this is gonna take a little bit of time, but whatever. I do need a little bit of heal in case this Talo goes a little bit harder on me. A little bit. This is not gonna do anything. It's just gonna do a little bit. I'm already proving the name of this stream false. I named it How Low Can You Go? Like, I said, you know what, whatever. I'm just gonna try to rush it, and I'm gonna make mistakes, and Pokemon are gonna die, and I know that that's how it's gonna be. But I'm already being careful about it by trying to level up as much as possible. But what can I say? Remember what I told you a little while ago about my habits and how sometimes I thought that I was OCD, but it's just how I am, and I'm not sure if it's really at the point of being OCD, so right now I'm just working around it and stuff. Well, that's how I am. I did say that I was going to try, but look at that. If it isn't my own nature coming to bite me in the ass. I'll just work with it. For now, I will just carry on with this little orphan lady who just lost their bug-faced twin. And see how we can continue. Besides, I might run out of names from Rugrats' character. I do have all the parents, but I think after getting all the main baby crew, I'm just gonna switch to another one. A different cartoon. Please just get paralyzed. God, consarn it. Thank you, Lillian. Why are all the powders so easy to miss? Also, I forget. In this generation, if I switch Pokemons, does a Leech Seed stay and keep just helping the new Pokemon? Or does it go? I know that in future generations it does stay, and it's a persistent hazard until the other Pokemon switches out or just faints. But I don't remember if that's a thing in this generation. I should probably check, right? Oh! Yes, I should! Because this way I can also get some heals on Pokemon that would otherwise not be able to heal. Nice! Well thought, Gris! So proud of you! Look who's smart! Wow! Who's smart? Chucky, please. Ah, goddamn. Well, more health, I guess. And I'm saving myself a trip to the Pokemon Center. Wow, I hadn't thought of that. I honestly, I'm proud of myself. A little pat in the back for me. Maybe I will make a proud emotion. That'd be nice. Baby Meryl. Meryl, baby. I think I'm gonna continue doing that. Just seed them, change Pokés, get their HP up. Let's fill Chucky up. Rinse and repeat. Meryl, could you not? You know what? Tail on your face. Give me HP, yes! Give me more! More tail on your face! This is gonna be a long battle. I'm just prolonging the unnecessary. But I guess this helped to get the Chucky's HP up to par. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go back to Lillian. get a little bit of extra HP and just absorb Meryl's... I was gonna say ass, but I don't think that sounds very good. Meryl's HP to death. Let's keep healing. Who do we get here? A Wormpole. Great. Well, I guess we can get some healing out of this. And we're bringing Susie. I really want to like change my computer setup as well, because most of the time I have the microphone on my face, not allowing me to see what's going on my screen. I don't like to speak like this because I can see the screen, yes, but I don't know how I'm... Maybe I sound like I'm coming from the left. Let's howl a little bit, allowing Susie to get a little bit of HP. Or at least just stay in the same HP. Yay, more HP, thank you. Oh shoot! Don't do that! You're a Wormpole! You're not allowed! I don't think I should risk Susie Carmichael anymore. I really want her to resist for a longer time than the previous run. I really want everybody to resist longer than the previous run. Shouldn't be that hard. Wrong building. Give me health. This is taking too long. Maybe I should just go to the next route. Get the thing, you know. Use a repel, get a Whismer, and then come back to this route to see if I can catch an Abra. A Beg. One repel. Please turn the other side. And we're staying here. Poop. Only one. Good. I can deal with this. Also, this still has the shitty... Ah, phooey. I forgot the name of the ability. You know, the one that keeps you at 1 HP. Sturdy. I have no problem saying shit, but I censor myself before saying fuck. You know what? Let's get the double battle. That'll be fun. Famous last words, I imagine. But hey, let's see how it goes. Who knows? It might actually go well. I think it will. You can take care of that Geodude, and you can take care of that Shroomish. As much as you can. Oh, Tail Whip does both of them, even now. Nice. Also, Lillian is gonna carry during Roxanne. I'm happy that we got her. I really would have enjoyed a Lotad, but I'm okay with a Shroomish if I can get a loaded. Nice headbutt! Finally. No! See, guys, this is why I got an antidote, because I knew something like this was gonna happen. I can take a couple of turns more. I mean, Chucky can. You can do it, right, Chucky? Am I being stupid? No, I'm not being stupid. I know what I'm about. Now tackle, headbutt, and that should end the battle. Now I can use an antidote for Chucky, who also has a little something for us for being nice. What do you got for us, Chucky? A potion. Thank you. You're so nice. What's this? I forget. X special. Yay, something that we're going to sell. Fun. Let's keep Lillian out. Give me my... I forgot the name of it. Give me my weird bunny. Okay, take a drink every time I forget a move, a Pokemon name, or an ability. Let's see how drunk you can get. Whismer! Take a shot every time I remember in time. Is it a stun spore? Then a couple of sorbs. Well, let's start with one. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, I need to see something. Lillian, summary. Higher special attack. No, higher attack than special attack. Yeah, it's absorb would be better. But I'm scared it might just... It might have low rolled. I think I'm changing to something with a lower attack. Zigzagoon really has that low attack? Fine. No, Susie Carmichael, she has the same attack. And no stab and tackle, so yeah. She's a 1. That Whismer can definitely take a tackle. There we go. Perfect. And we have it paralyzed, low health. Perfect for a capture. And we have to capture it, otherwise if we find it in the previous route, that's the Pokemon we're getting. Oh, thank goodness. And now we're going for a different one. We're going to be Nigel. Nigel Thorne. Sounds like a spy, but it's actually a legendary guy. I don't know why I'm saving, but I'm saving anyway. Let's see what we get in Route 116. Is it gonna be a shitty Pokemon? Most probably. And we get... Oh, no, we already have that one. But we're still training, so we might as well just kill it. Maybe I changed this for a Pog. And we are getting another Poochyena. Well, I guess we're still training, so we might as well kill it. And this time we're getting another Poochyena. I guess we're killing it. Because, well, we're training. Might as well. Well, this is additional attack SVs, EVs, sorry. So, I can't complain for getting these for training. Does Chucky get anything? Yeah, they got gifts for us. Another antidote to make up for the one you used. Wow, so nice. And we're getting this time another Whismer. Well, at least it's different. But guess what? I'd rather get a Poochyena to train. No more HP, thank you. And we're getting a... Oh, an Incada. Nice. Oh shit! Sorry. Oh shit! Luckily it survived. Oh, but it has Leech Life. Better make this fast. I'll never get an Abra on this route. But hey, Nincada is not that bad. It's a 2-per-1 deal. Not complaining. And this time I'm not gonna let my beautiful, beautiful ghostly cicada die. Okay, and you are... what should I call you? I know. Danny Fenton. not a bad haul, if I might just say so. Thank you, bye. Oh, thank you for the repel. This would have been useful before, but I probably would have found another Pokemon before that. Like this one. Oh yes, good. I don't mind if Susie gets a little bit more HP. That would be good, actually. And yes, I think I'm going to train in this route instead. Higher Pokemon, higher levels. Yes, higher risk, but it's going to be a little bit faster. And I did say that I'm just going to rush things and make mistakes. So, let's just do that! And after a couple of Pokemon in, I'll get to level 12 to 15 in no time. It's not yet the hour, and I think I've done pretty good progress. Relatively, caught one Pokemon, trained my Pokemon up a little bit. Now I see why everyone instead prefers to do the, you know, the training off cameras. Because what are we gonna do in the meantime? What do you talk about in the meantime? I guess it's a good thing that I do not have many watchers, so I can just practice. And let's practice. Now, I have to keep positive topics, keep it energetic, affirmative, and nice. That's the kind of person that I want to be when I stream. I already know that I can be kind of a bummer, so I gotta fight against that nature. But then, if I go back to what I was saying before, what if I just work around that nature? I mean, that's how I am, right? I shouldn't deny myself. I should embrace it and improve it. Make it all of me and make it better. Look at that, a Skitty! It would have sucked if I had gotten Skitty for the Pokemon on this route. But at the same time, I really like Skitty. I think it's a really cute Pokemon. Not the best competitively, but I really like the whole deal it has with it being like the cute charm Pokemon. The first one. I wish it could just... Stop doing that! It could be a little bit better so that it has a better edge over other Pokemon. Also, I think Skitty gives 2 HP EVs? No, I think it's speed. One speed EV because it has an evolution. Haha, we're both girls, and this game is homophobic, so we cannot fall in love, despite the fact that I dream of your beautiful, beautiful skin and color palette every night. Haha. Flinch. No. Go. No. She might. No, I think it's better. She'll probably use Growl or some shit like that. I'm out. You're out, Susie. You're out, Susie. I want to keep you alive. I want to keep you alive for much, much longer than just now. You're not dying on me. I need it to learn Bite. Not Sand Attack. Bite. Please. I think I've had everything happen to me in Pokemon Emerald. In Pokemon Emerald, I've gotten my first shiny the first time I acquired Pokerus naturally. Maybe I didn't find the you know, the not the mystery island. What's it called? You know, the island where there's a lot of Wynots and there's a rare berry. Oh, escape rope, nice. This is gonna be useful actually. The Mirage Island. Never got it, but then again, I can only think of a handful of people who've actually got it. And that is if we're talking a handful in the way of hands from Powerpuff Girls. You know, with no fingers. I've only seen the video of it. I don't know absolutely anyone that has actually seen it. It was a cool thing that I brought it back in Oris.
My Pokemon rules! Check them out!
They're gonna suck. I assure you, they're gonna suck, kid. Oh, match up. I really shouldn't stay here. Go, Tommy Peckles. Come on! This matchup's gonna destroy me. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, good. Could you imagine if water attacks recovered from confusion? As if you threw a bucket of water onto someone who is, you know... Oh no, that would be to wake them up, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think it probably would to wake them up. My bad. Let's do the trainers. I remember that you have shitty bugs. No, I don't think... Maybe he has an Incada? A Wurmple and an Incada, I think. Why didn't you evolve your Wurmple? That is just bad gaming. Please don't get poisoned. I asked you nicely. Why are you like this? Susie! And they do have an Incada. Ah! And we're bringing out... we have to bring out Tommy Peckles. We need to get rid of that fast. Also, it's resistant to bug. Why does Nincada give so little experience? It's a really rare Pokemon. It should give out a little more. Susie, you're benched for the time being. Chucky, your turn.
Study at school and I study on the way home too.
Nerd. Ooh, probably a smug one I need. And we have Chucky Finster here. Let's give it a tail whip. And please do not get poisoned. Do not get statted, please. It would be nice if you could just flinch them as well. But I understand it might not be possible. Don't worry. I won't ask for heaven or hell. I won't ask for heaven, just give them hell. Oh, you got Sleepoo! Cutie! So cute! Look, now it's level 10! Aww! I can't believe my starter is one of my lowest level Pokemon. No, wait, yes I can. I'm not particularly fond of the starters. And look who's here! Now let's see who's faster. It's probably the Abra still. Yeah, I thought so. But can you imagine the amount of experience that it would give? I think it gives like 129. What is the experience that you get from Pokemon dependent on? I do know that at some respect it's dependent on the HP. It's possible also that it's dependent on the, you know, that total points, base points they should have. Oh no, but Filbert, you're dead. You're supposed to be here. Let's not worry about Nigel Thornberry and Danny Fenton just yet. Yep, let's just keep it up. I think Susie learns Bite at level 11, so let's try to aim for that. Oh my god, please have more attack. I need to level you up so bad. Come on, just die! Thank you! But no... no bite. You're gonna escape, aren't you? Susie Carmichael is definitely not fast enough. Hey, at least I'm getting Puchianas. That's attack EVs. Sorry. If you heard that, I'm sorry. I just ate a little while ago. I ate kind of in a rush because I didn't want to take too long before I streamed. That was a mistake. I should have eaten earlier. But I forgot. It's my free day. It's supposed to be my free day. And yet here I am, pleasing you. So I hope you're happy. Be happy, please. Be happy for Mama. Also, please give me something that gives more experience. Please! You know what? I think I'm gonna keep my expressions more on the dramatic side because the mask is supposed to be more, what's the word? God damn it! Supposed to be geometric, you know, corners and stuff. Oh my god. Why do I forget everything? Why? I must admit, one of my biggest fears is forgetting things more and more as I grow up. I'm so afraid of forgetting every time. So mostly because I used to have people who consistently get out, 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 get out. Go Angelica Peckles. My lowest leveled Pokemon. Speaking of well, does Angelica Peckles get anything if they stay as a Torchic for a little while longer? Let's see. I do know their moveset is a little bit different. They level up, evolve at level 16, which is when they learn Peck. If I stay up to level 25, I can learn Fire Spin, which isn't particularly great. They also get Mirror Move, but I think this other bitch also gets it, doesn't it? Yes, they do get Mirror Move. The only extra additional interesting moves that it gets that others don't are Fire Spin, which, you know, I might actually wait until I get Fire Spin before evolving. Quick Attack as well, but no, they do get Quick Attack. You know what? No. Fire Spin is not worth it. I will evolve it. It's not worth it to wait. And it's until level 25, that's... Okay, I'm gonna get to level 16 by the time I get to Brawly. And the next cap is level 24 for Gym 3, so I would be a Torchic against... who's level 3? Who's... Oh, Mauville. It's Mauville. Yeah, it's Mauville City, but it's Watson. Oh, but... No, yes, I do need them. I do need them for Watson, because Watson has those Steel-type Pokemon. So they will be very useful. No, yes, I will be... I need to evolve them. They won't stay like that for... Oh my god, I forgot. Go Angelica Pex. Also, wait. Should an Angelica Pex already have Ember right now? Oh, I forgot. It's Angelica Pex. It's female. She's female. Level 10. Oh, so that's the next thing that they learn. I really need to level up everything. Inkeda, please stop doing that. It's not like you're gonna give enough experience points anyway to be worth it. Oh, so you just want to be a nuisance? Is that it? You just want to be a nuisance? Oh my god. Okay, we're leveling up Tommy Peckles for a little while. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. Yeah, let's continue doing this. What did I think? I remember last time that we were talking about different things that you could do for Pokemon to give them a little pizzazz. What did I leave with? You know what? Let's check the Pokemon list. So in Generation 3 we have the starters, which have already had some love given to them. Then we have Pujian and Mightyena, who I think should get a regional form that is brown and is ground type, and it can serve like an alternate to Zigzagoon, who turns black, and then this one goes brown. That would be awesome. I think that would be cool. Wurmple, Silcoon, and well, the Wurmple line. Regional forms for Beautifly and Dustox would be awesome. Or it would have been cool if they would have gotten a Mega each. I remember. No. I had already spoken about this. I said that I was excited when I saw Clara from the Gen 8. Was it Gen 8? Yes, because Gen 9 is Paldea. From Gen 8 DLC, having a Dustox that is pink, and I would love to see a Dustox that is... Oh shoot. No, not gonna risk it. Go Chucky, Chucky Fighter. A Dustox that is Fairy type, based on a Argentinian Poodle Moth. And a Beautifly that is Dark type, maybe? Either Dark or Psychic. That is based on those nighttime butterflies. And you know how butterflies actually eat corpses? It would be awesome if it was like a goth little butterfly. It would be amazing. And just those two. Wurmple can stay just the same. But these two can be like the regional bugs from a different region. They won't be very useful, but like we said, they don't have to be very useful. They just have to exist, and if they existed, they'd be awesome. We also talked about, well, Gen 3, I see that it's a lot about duality. So just in the same way as Zigzagoon and Poochyena change things, and Zigzagoon becomes a tough guy, and Poochyena becomes a jolly little thing, Ludicolo and Shiftry change as well. Shifter becomes a jolly little thing. Instead of being Grass Dark, it becomes either Grass Fairy or Grass Psychic, maybe. No, maybe not Fairy. Maybe Grass Psychic would be better, or maybe just Grass Flying and become a jolly kind of Tengu, which is less demonic and more based around the elemental aspects of it. And on the other hand, I want to level up Chucky so they can get level 11 pickups. And Ludicolo would become more like the Kappa, which is less jolly and more towards the darkish side, and it could be water dark. No, don't hit me with focus energy. I hate it. I swear, Taylor is... I'm scared as shit of Taylor when it uses focus energy. Speaking of which, Taylor and Swellow, they really needed a Mega. I don't think a regional would work better with them because I'm not sure. I think I did say that a Mega would suit them well in a similar way as that one from Gen 4. Megastaraptor, yes. And Wingull and Pelipper, I would give them a regional evolution that's based around an Albatross. I already just said that. But Rawl, Skirly, and Gardevoir already have enough love. Surskit and Masquerain, please give it back the water type. Please. Please give it back water type. God, give it water type back, please. Please. God. I'd give it a Mega that gives it water back instead of flying. and it would have Levitate as its special ability instead of Intimidate. So it would be really good. You bring Masquerain to put Intimidate, and then you Mega Evolve it, and you have a Bug, Water, Levitate Pokemon. Wouldn't that be cool? It would be cool. The Breloom. Breloom will possibly get the... It should have gotten a Mega. It would have been awesome to have it have a Mega. But it was kind of like an Uber for a little while. So it has had a lot of attention for a long time. Perhaps it could go the Rowlet route. The Rowlet route. In that it gets a regional evolution that instead of being Grass Fighter is Grass Ghost. And it's more physical, I mean more special directed. Instead of having 130 attack, it would have 130 special attack. Slack out bigger, it's slacking. I'm not sure what could you change to Good or Love. Flaking should have had a Dynamax, sorry. I always thought that Dynamax were like a way to give Pokemon love but not really make them any better. It would just justify a momentary power-up. And that's it. But you could also give it a Slash evolution that keeps it as a Vigoroth with lesser stats than Slaking, but without the Truant. Oh, I know. I would give it, instead, a Paradox Pokemon form. That would be a Giant Sloth. Like an Ancient Giant Sloth, which would be Paradox Vigoroth. I would call it Sharp Claw, or something like that. And it would be like an Ancient Vigoroth, almost at the size of a Slaking, and really good stats. Really high speed. Oh man, it would have been... Oh yes, that's what I would have done. A Paradox Pokemon. Pass Paradox, by the way. Ninkara, Ninjask, and Shedinja. I think they're pretty much perfect the way they are. I'm not sure how you could improve on the gimmick that is Shedinja without making it more overpowered or less interesting. Or more interesting. It already is pretty interesting and pretty powerful. But perhaps we could just... What could we do with them? Regional form wouldn't fit, I don't think. Maybe we could just give each side evolution... Ninjask and Shedinja, both of them an evolution. Or maybe just Ninjask and Shedinja stays like that. Because it's just a shed shell. It is not meant to get any better than that. So I would probably give a Ninjask an evolution. But that makes it more viable. If you want to give Shedinja an evolution, sure, why not? But Ninjask could go back to being Buck Ground. Like when these Bucks are preparing to go underground to hide for who knows how many years. And finish the whole cycle. Whismur louder than Xcloud. I already said it would be a glass organ. Regional form line. Rather than regional form, it would be like Wiglet and Walkatrio. Aside separate evolution, I think I said. Makuhita and Hariyama. Makuhita and Hariyama. They've already got love. They got Paradox. Azurill, Marill, and Azumarill. They haven't gotten a lot of love until this generation. Probably a Mega for Azumarill. First thing that comes to mind is something like Mega Lopunny. But no, Mega. I don't think Mega will work then. How do you make the perfect Pokemon better? I'm just kidding. It's not the perfect Pokemon by any chance. What do you have? Antidote. Thank you. So nice. I think we already spoke about Meryl and Emerald, so let's skip them for the time being. Nosepass already got Probopass. Skady and Delcatty. Fucking cat. This is why I brought back this topic, because I saw a Delcatty and a Skady and I was like, what did I say that could make it better? And I realized I never said anything that could make it better. How could you make this shitty Pokemon better? I'd give it an evolution. So Skady Delcatty is from Delicate. Maybe I'd call it Finny-Meow. And it would be normal fairy. And I would give it both normalize and pixelate as a hidden ability. And Charm. Sure, why not? It would be cool. It would be better, and it would make a lot of sense. Maybe I could even give it a... I would give it a special attack. No, not a special. What's the word? A signature attack. Which would be like Cute Charm, but it can affect both Pokemon on the other side. If it's a double or triple battle. And rather than infatuate them, it immobilizes them in the next turn if it hits. Just for one turn. They can switch out. So it could force them to switch out. No. No, that would be too overpowered. Now that I think about it. No, that's terrible. Oh, just give it the evolution that I said. Sableye already has a Mega. Mawile already has a Mega. Aggron already has a Mega. Medicham already has a Mega. Manectric already has a Mega. Plusle and Minun. I would love to give them evolutions so that they can just help each other out still. Plus and minus is the most important thing about them. But they're also pseudo Pikachus, you know? They are supposed to be like mascots in a way. So they should stay Pikachu-like. Or maybe we could go the... No, if I give it a Mega, since they are two different Pokemon, not like Meowstic, you cannot do one that involves them both. Meowstic, the reason why they have... No, but... Then Applin and the other one have the same... Dynamax. But that's Dynamax, not Mega. That's different. And did you already get Bite? When do you get Bite? Puchiana, when do you get Bite? No, tell me. When do you get Bite? It was level 11. I was certain. Puchiana gets Bite at level 13. My god. Fine, I guess we're leveling you up to level 13. Jeez. Volvit and Illumise. Plusle and Minun, Volvit and Illumise both have the same situation in that they are depending on each other. But what I could do is make a larva, a baby Volvit Illumise Pokemon that can evolve into either of them, thus joining them into the same line. No longer being just one or the other. If that bug Pokemon is male, it evolves into a Volvit. If it's female, it evolves into an Illumise. No, wait, no. Illumise has a chance to be male, right? No, I think Illumise is always female. Illumise... Yeah, Illumise is always female. This is Nidoking all over again. So I would just make a Prevo which would be a new baby, which I hate adding new babies. You know that. But that would make them the same line instead of two separate lines. Even though they basically are the same line, because when they come from an egg, if it's female, it's always Illumise. If it's male, it's always Volbeat. Blushle and Minun do not have that issue. Another antidote, thank you. So nice. On the other hand, but you can join them in the same line easier than Blushle and Minun. So let's be creative. Blushle and Minun and Volbeat and Illumise are going to have both different gimmicks. If one has a Mega, the other pair cannot have it. So I did say that Volbeat and Illumise would have a larval Pokemon so that they are into the same line for realsies. No wait, no, we don't really need that. We already know they are basically in the same line. It's Nidorina. That it's Nidoran all over again. I'm not gonna have my starter die on me so early. So no point in adding the Prevo, the baby. Blushle and Minun, I'll probably give them regionals. Original evolution? No. Regional forms that I think would be the opposite. Still having plus and minus, but rather than for being cheering, because they are mortal enemies. I'd make Blushle would be fire electric, and Minun would be electric. I'm thinking either water, ice, or flying because it's blue. But it would also be interesting if it was one steel and one ground. I'm not sure, but it would be the opposite. While in Gen 3, it's cheering one for each other. In Gen whatever it is, they're going to be enemies. And the reason why they have plus and minus is that they have it in order to be able to fight better against each other, not collaborate. It's like they get a boost whenever they meet their opponent. And Volbeat and Illumise, I would give them an evolution. Because they kind of suck. Even though they have some interesting gimmicks. With Illumise Prankster. With Volbeat Prankster. We'll actually both have Prankster. They could evolve into something carrying a... not a nightlight. A street light. An old street light. Could be cool, right? At least that's what I think. I don't think Mega would fit it quite right because it's not a particularly strong Pokemon. Though we do need more bug Pokemon with Mega. Still, I would feel weird if I gave both of them, each of them a Mega. Or only one Mega between both of them. I don't think I can do either of them. I rather give another bug a Mega. So let's keep the bug Mega waiting for a little while. Roselia already got Roserade in Gen 4, so it pretty much has an update already. But if it got another update, I would give it a regional form that has different roses. Different colors of roses, or maybe a different flower altogether, like Roselia and Roserade. Oh yes, it could be a Wiglet situation where it has tulips instead of roses. Yeah. And it's going to be exactly the same. Maybe. Budew. Tulipia. And Tulipade. Or Tulipluck, I don't know. Gulpin and Swalot. I'd give them a Mega. Gulping is a stomach, Swallowed is a bigger stomach. The Mega would be an even bigger stomach. It's stupid. I love it. Carvana and Sharpedo already have a Mega. Whalmer and Whaler. I think I already said this one. I would give them a regional form that would be more orca shaped and would be water dark. Like Sharpedo. And it would be an orca rather than just a whale. They wouldn't be a Whalmer and Whaler, they'll probably be a Wiglet situation again. I'm starting to like that whole new thing that they made over. Numel and Camera have a Mega. Torkoal, they've had updates, but I'd probably give it a Mega as well. Oh, I'm faster! But it doesn't die. Spoink and Grumpig. I think I already said about Spoink and Grumpig, didn't I? But I really don't remember what I said. Probably was something about giving it... Yeah. I do remember what I said. I would give it a regional form that would be fairy and it would be pink instead of purple. And it would be nice just to see them side by side. Spinda. No point in giving it a regional because the whole point of it is that it varies everywhere all the time. Not one is like the other, so there's no point in making a regional. I do remember that I said something about it, but I don't know what it was. I tell you, biggest fear, forgetting everything. But for Spinda, probably an evolution. Make it actually useful with an evolution. Make it based all around spinning and whatnot. Or no. I'd give it a Paradox. It would be Iron Spiral. It would be a future Paradox Pokemon. And it would be Psychic type. Based all around keeping audiences, big audiences, confused and distracted. Kind of like a Big Brother Pokemon. Trapinch, Virava, Flygon, Mega. Of course, they deserve a Mega. Cacnea, Cacturn, regional variant. One that would probably bear fruit and would not be dark. It would still have splinters and everything, but rather than being dark and taking advantage of others, it would be like a light in the middle of the desert, like something that keeps them alive, because they're hardy and they want everything around them to flourish in the same way that they do. Swablu and Altaria had a Mega. Zangoose and Seviper, I'd give them both. I want to make them both better, but giving them both Megas doesn't feel right, so I'm giving them both evolutions. Oh my god. I think I'd rather give them Megas. What would be good for them? I'm surprised at how porn Zangoose is. No, actually I'm not. Now that I think about it, I'm not surprised at all. It's not something you see coming, but it's not that surprising, to be honest. Its general vibe does invite the edginess that you would expect from a furry community that would find it attractive. Also, Chubby Queen. We need more chubby representatives. But yes, what would I do for them? I'm thinking... The first thing that came to mind was Dynamax. But Dynamax sucks. I hate Dynamax. It's like the most boring option that I could give them. Make him bigger! That's it. No, I don't want to make them bigger. That's it. I'd rather make them interesting. And... Megas? I don't think it would fit. Yeah, I'd give him evolutions in that case. Regional forms doesn't sound right. This sounds like something that should belong in just a single place. And I think like they would start to pick up on the strategies of each other. The Zangoos would be more elongated, more furry bait in order to reach the burrows from the Seviper, whereas the Seviper would be constantly climbing and more burly in order to fight harder. They would keep the same things, they would just evolve. It's like, or it could be the opposite of Plus and Minun. While Plus and Minun got to a point where they become enemies, maybe Zangus and Seviper become collaborators. Immunity and Infiltrator and Shedskin, they change to be not plus and minus, but it could be more collaborative. Like Friend Guard. And it works like an alternate of the way that they evolved. This one evolved in order to collaborate. All the other ones started... No. It's because they were developed in different places. That's why it's a regional form. Yeah, it would be a regional form. It would be one... Sangus would be protective of Seviper X because Seviper keeps them safe from other things. Sangus would have Poison Heal. And Seviper will get Prankster. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I really like that. Yes, I'm gonna keep it. I like when there's some lore in it. So yes, I like that one better. Lunatone and Solrock, why they would have been perfect for Dynamax. And I would even accept them having the same Dynamax Pokemon, the same Dynamax, in which it's a giant stone, like a meteorite, and has a lot of shit surrounding them. It would even a special move that applies gravity upon entering. But like I said, Dynamax, I hate it. I'd rather not use it. I'd rather not give it to anyone. So I would give them both Megas? Should I give them Megas? No, why I'm comfortable giving them Megas and not other duos? There's too many duos that would get Megas if everything got a Mega. This is why I thought these two would have been great as a Dynamax, because they could have the same Dynamax and I wouldn't complain. You know what? Yeah, let's give them the same Dynamax, and it would be a giant meteorite that would have a middle point of the eyes, and it would have spikes pretty much all over, and little rocks surrounding it and ellipses because of the force of gravity. And it would have that that move that applies gravity upon attacking, except on itself. It would be able to stay off the gravity with Levitate. So yes, that's what I would do with them. I know there's a lot of things that could be done, but I'm trying to vary it a little bit. Now then, Barboach and Whiscash or Whiscash? I always call it Whiscash. They could have an evolution. But they could also have a regional variant. I'd probably give it a bigger an evolution that's just pretty much a bigger Whiscash, better stats to make it more usable, and probably even give it Drizzle as one of its abilities. Because catfish are prone to coming out when it rains. And it could be the lore that this is the Whiscash that lasted the longest in the pond. So it became kind of like a matriarch for all the Whiscash around. And it acts like a protector, giving them and providing them. And it would be some sort of healer rather than an attacker. Focusing on setting the rain, setting protection, and it would have like Aqua Ring and stuff like that. Or Fishing Crawdont. Mega for Crawdont. Crawdont sucks, deserves better stats. Even after looking that cool, it really needs something. So I would give it a Mega. Though the Crawdont already looks like a Mega of Corefish. Claydol. While I would love to give it an evolution or original form with an evolution, I'd also love to give it just an alternate regional form. This one is based on a top and an old doll, and the other ones will be based around different things. A different set of old figurines. You know what Claydol is based on. It's based on, I believe it's a proto-Hindu figurine. So this regional variation would be based around Mesoamerican pre-colonialist figurine. It would have more animalistic, you know, aspects. More animalistic characteristics, I guess you would say. And they could also be named Baltoy and Claytoy. And Baltoy and Claydol, they would just look different. They would still be a Claydol, and the Baltoy could just look more Mesoamerican, like an older rock and stuff. And instead of being ground psychic, it could be rock psychic. So many antidotes. Why did I even buy them? I already told you my idea for all the fossil Pokemon, so I'm just gonna skip Lily, Cradley, Anorith, and Armaldo. Phoebus and Milotic. Gyarados already has a Mega, and I believe it also got a Dynamax. Did Gyarados get a Dynamax form? No, it didn't. It didn't. It just has a Mega. So I would get Milotic a Mega as well. To kind of just mirror it, because it's kind of like the same. I could also give it a Dynamax if you don't want to give it the same treatment. Castform. Castform needs an evolution. An evolution that is useful and that can take further advantage of its abilities. So what I think the evolution would do, rather than being forecast, what it would do, it would work like forecast, but it would keep it post-battle, you know? So you can enter as a different form of Castform. It would have its advantages in that you come prepared or ready to battle, but also the opponent could be ready for you and change your typing in the middle by just throwing up a new weather condition. And while Castform is based around those little puppets Japanese people hang up in order to ask for rain, the evolution could be based around a satellite, as a weather satellite. Rather than being normal, its neutral one could be steel, making it much better. And it could evolve by, in the same way that Porygon evolves with an item and then exchanging it. It would make sense to me that since this is man-made, it evolves through man-made ways and has some man-made based evolution, right? Castform was made in order to predict weather, so its evolution predicts weather, but it also keeps a record of it. and that's why it keeps that form. So rather than forecast, it would be, what could be a good word in order to, oh, almanac. You know how almanacs keep a cast of everything that's going to happen in the next year or that happened in the past year? That could be it, or something similar to that. That it keeps the last form that it had, whatever it is. And if you want to really, really mess with it, you can give it the transform ability so that it stays like the Pokemon that it transformed into because of its ability, but it doesn't take the ability. No, never mind. That would be too much. That would be too much, yes. Kecleon? Kecleon and cast form are an interesting duo, both in the way where they are found and how they work regarding on their surroundings and the weather. They're not a duo in itself, but they're found so close by that I always relate one to the other. For Kecleon, I think what would work the best would be either a Mega or a regular evolution. It should stay normal because of its abilities. Color change and protein. But it really could benefit from better stats in any way. Better stats and even maybe a specialized move. One that can be like cast form. That is the type of... That is the same type that it is. I would make it a 70 base attack move. No higher than that because it's already pretty overpowered. That it can basically be any type that you want it without any additional preparation. Just receive an attack and then attack with that. You can even make strategies to have your color change Kecleon be hit by a priority attack, get that type, and immediately after just use the move, a powered up version of that move towards the opponent. Angelica, did you get Ember? You did, good. Let's train you up a little bit more. Sharpen and Bandit already have a Mega. Duskull and Dusclops already have Dusknoir. Tropius. Probably a regional form. Tropius is based on a palm tree. Hold on. And you go here. There we go. Maybe the regional form could be based around that coconut palm rather than a banana palm. Or you could just be a Mega where it's bigger, has better stats, and maybe even an interesting ability, like the one that Meganium has. Soul Power, was it? It's new, so I don't blame myself for not knowing it just yet. Chimecho has a Mega. Chimecho got a Mega, wow. Absol has not one, but 2 Megas. Snorunt line has 1 Mega for each of its members of the line. Spheal, Celio, and Walrein. The one that you would call the proper Dugong, because Dugong is not good enough. No, you could make it different original form where it's water ground. Based on the way that walruses ground themselves. No, I didn't know what. Well, actually, that could work. Maybe. I don't know. Ice types are difficult to reimagine because Ice is already such a rare type that it's difficult to change it without making it both like something good and something bad for it. Oh, come on. You're not that fast. Its stats are pretty good. Its speed is pretty terrible, but it would be good in a Trick Room team, I guess. And it has a pretty good typing. That's why it's much better than Dugong, because despite having ice, which is pretty weak, has water, which takes several of its resistance in stride. Regional form wouldn't do in that case, because ground water is the only thing that I can think of. Unless we went for something more out there, like making it dark water, dark ice. And I don't have a justification. Gen 3 is very nature-based, that's why there's so many animal-based Pokemon. And why it makes so much sense that everything that is around it is still related to nature. That's why I'm looking for a relation to nature with these Pokemon. Oh. I got it. But it's terrible. At the time that Gen 3 came out, it might have been cool, but right now it's probably not well seen. I was thinking giving it a split line evolution where Spheal evolves into a circus seal and goes from ice water to water fairy or water psychic, and it evolves around the abilities that it gains in the trade. It keeps Ice Ball as well, just as a merit to what it was when it was in the nature. And its final form can be I'm not sure if it could be just a complete circus act in the literal way that it would be like a master of ceremonies seal with a little bow tie made out of ice and stuff. And it can get chilly reception as well. Or the opposite route, where it becomes kind of like an Avenger that helps every other animal escape from the circus and or park, and becomes like a liberator of sorts. But then he would have a grudge against humans. No, I don't think that one would work that well. That would be difficult to do because it's a little bit too grim, and Pokemon like to keep it a little bit lighthearted most of the time. No wonder everybody loved the Megas, because they were pretty intense when it comes to the descriptions as well. I really enjoyed that about them. And I really do not know how to give Walrein a Mega without it being Mega Glalie again. Just making big Walrein. So I think a regional or a split evolution would work better. Okay, Angelica, after this, you're out. Wamperl, Huntil, and Goribus. I'm reluctant to give it... You know, to give it... a Mega. Because of the whole thing I have with the duos and everything. Ooh, okay. I think I know what I could give it. Rather than give anything to Huntil or Goribus, I would give Glamperl a new evolution. That would be Water Ghost. And it would be the shell that was left behind when it evolves. and you can only get it in a similar way that how you get an Nincada's evolution. Oh, come on, I just forgot its name again. I had one. Oh, but rather than you have to have an additional Pokeball, you have to have something akin to the keystone that you use for Sigilyph. Sigilyph? Is it Sigilyph? I think it's Sigilyph. Relicanth? I think Relicanth applies as a fossil Pokemon, so the same would apply as in the other fossil Pokemon that I did. That it would be the primevolization of Pokemon that would become pure water and have a different moveset. It would still be a Relicanth, but it would basically be a different form. Love Disc? Love Disc. Love Disc. Well, Game Freak's never gonna do it. I would love it if Love Disc was declared the official pre-evolution of Alomomola, but that's never gonna happen. What I could do for it is give it a regional form and an evolution, but not related. The regional form would be a Love Disc that would be more pinkish rather than reddish and a little bit bigger. And that one would evolve into Alomomola. So it would be like an explanation of why this Love Disc doesn't evolve into Alomomola. It was because it's a different region's Love Disc that evolves into Alomomola. While this Love Disc would evolve into a different Pokemon. Like, since it has such a... This would be Lonely Love, while the other one would be Accomplished Love. And this one would evolve into a Water Ghost or Water Dark type. And it would be based around fish that are caught and released but damaged in the process. That would be based around hatred. So it would be basically like that hot fish from Finding Nemo. I mean, fuck. I meant, yes, I meant that fish. Fuck. Okay, yes, that hot fish from Finding Nemo. You know the one that has the scar on the mouth after being fished out. In that way, I would fix the timeline. Explaining why Love Disc doesn't evolve into Alomomola. Because Love Disc is the search for love, not a declaration of love. And the evolution that it would have would be the loss of love. While the alternate form of Love Disc would be fulfilled love, becoming familial love, you know? Or we could make it around the different love expressions, you know, agape, eros, philia, and I forget the other two. Okay. Storge. So there's Eros, which because this is Nintendo, this will not be included. So there's only will include Philia, Storge, Pragma, no, Ludus maybe, Mania. Oh yeah. Okay, so Maybe that could be it. Like, this love disc is playful love, ludus, that evolves into agape, which is unconditional love. And the alternate form of love disc could be storge, which is devoted love, which evolves into alomomola, which is pragma, or mature love. Thus finally finding the connection. I like my other idea better, to be honest. But this is one it was worth exploring. Different kinds of love, basing it around that. I still would prefer the other one. Then we have Bagon, Shelgon, Salamence, they have megas. Beldam Line has megas. The Regis. The Regis, there's already new Regis. So there's no point in making alternate forms of these. Latios and Latios already have megas. So there's no point in giving them more. Jirachi, I'd give it a mega. I'd make a mega Jirachi. How come there is a Mega Diancie but not a Mega Jirachi? Or a Mega Deoxys? One or the other has to have a Mega. How much long until you get 204? Okay, couple more battles. Now let's go to Gen 4! So, usually I wouldn't count Gen 4 because I was basing myself more on the original ones. But I've seen that many of Gen 4 Pokemon are not giving love. Like, how come none of the Gen 4 Pokemon have gotten anything, of the starters, have gotten anything? There's no alternate form of Infernape, Torterra, or Empoleon. Just like there is of all the other ones. Of most of the other ones. Some of even future generations have gotten love instead of these ones. I believe that instead of being Tepig, Chikorita, and Totodile, it should have been Tepig, Chikorita, and Empoleon, and Piplup for the new generation. I know they didn't do it because in Legends Arceus, those three are already there. But these three need love as well. They need an alternate form, a regional form. If you're not going to give them a new gimmick, at least that. They need some love. Absolutely. A little bit of attention in the sun. So Raptor already has an Evo. Bibarel. Easily the... Well, Bidoof is easily the best known first route trash Pokemon of them all. And I believe they've gotten so much attention from everybody, but in this game, that doesn't count. Popularity does not equal attention from Game Freak. So I would give it original form. That would be, rather than normal water, would be either normal grass or normal fire. Or no, it doesn't make sense. It's supposed to be a beaver. So normal water fits, but normal fire wouldn't. Normal grass maybe. Or maybe we could make it water ground. Make it based on the fact that it's more water based. And, well, or water grass. It became one with the forest. So it protects it and it protects it in return. Oh, that'd be interesting. Not fully convinced, but hey, it's a start. Something that I can work from. Kricketot and Kricketune. Give Kricketune a Mega. Why? Because it would be funny. And it would be more violin shaped, or maybe even cello shaped. Luxray needed a Mega, but it wasn't given one. Though, no, you know what? No, Mega, it's okay if it's not got a Mega. It could have a Mega. No, I think Mega would be better, yeah. because I think it's a fan favorite. And if Pyro got a Mega, sure, this one should get a Mega as well. Rose Raid, I already told that they should probably have, what's the word? The regional type, the regional shape. I already spoke about my idea of all the fossils, so I'll skip Rampardos and Bastiodon lines. Burmy and Wormadam. God, this is why I don't like Gen 4. Because there's Pokemon like this that are so terrible, so gimmicky. I really don't like Burmy and Wormadam. The concept is interesting, but I think that it could have been much better applied, or it could look much better as well. Out of all possible shapes that you could make a backworm Pokemon, why did you have to make it so gimmicky and weird? Okay, I got it. Give Wormadam and Mothim, both of them, a Mega. It would be the same Mega no matter what type it is. But it would share, so visually, but it would share the type that it was, and it would have adaptability rather than anticipation. As for the Mothim, it would be... Bug Flying is such a terrible typing. Give it something else. Let's make it Bug Dark. And it would be kind of a protector, in a way. But it became a moth. Gen 4 is difficult for me. It's not one of my favorites. I know that it's a favorite of a lot of people because it's what's their first, and I respect that. But I cannot connect with it in the same way, unfortunately. And that's a me problem, not a you problem. You're fine. I'm just the one who has issues connecting to it. I connect better to Gen 5 because Gen 4 passed me by, and I wasn't really affectionate towards it, but Gen 5 was very important to me at the time of my life that I played it. It was basically the first generation with which I interacted with the world. Even at the time that Gen 5 was going on, I actually lived in the United States, and I went to Toys R Us and GameStop to get exclusive Pokemon and stuff. I still have my copy with Meloetta from Toys, from what's the name of that one thing? You know, GameStop. Yes. I lost the other copy where I got I think it was a Victini ticket. But whatever. I'm not crying over it anymore. But Gen 4, I don't know. I was very alienated from it for the time being. So it's not really my favorite. And despite my love for moths, Mothim inspires absolutely nothing on me. So, because it gives me nothing, I'll give it a reason to give me something. It's a moth. So the Mega that I would give it, I would make it Bug. Bug Dark would be redundant, wouldn't it? It would make sense, but it would be redundant. You know what? No, yeah. Let's give it Bug Dark. But we would give it an ability that gives it resistance to Fairy. In fact, it would absorb Fairy attacks. At the Ella Water Absorb, Water Compaction, that thing that makes Pokemon resist Will-O-Wisps and whatnot. Also, I'm running. Oh, I have run away in Sissy Carmichael. I forgot. Good thing. So I will go with that theme that I said a moment ago. It would be a protector. But it would also always go towards liked things, which is why it absorbs fairy things and stuff. It would be a sort of like to protect the Wormadams that are consistently being attacked by fairies. Now that I think about it, it could be a regional form as well. Okay, I can work with either of them, either or. A Burmy that evolves into a new Wormadam form that It's constantly overwrought with from attacks from fairy Pokemon that use its back to live. So it would be Bug Ghost or Bug Dark. And the Mothim would be a sort of protector that tries to keep it safe. In this region, the Burmiform changes into a hollow, not hollow, into a Scaredy one, which is Bug Dark or Bug Ghost, after fighting fairy Pokemon. Or after fighting in a specific location, when you're close to the Moss Stone or the Ice Stone in Gen 4. Wow, actually it fits. Okay, okay. I'm starting to like this. I'm starting to like this a lot. Yes. Original form where they have to be in a specific region in order for it to gain that form and then evolve into a new Wormadam form that would be Bug Ghost. And maybe even have a different ability. Or maybe even not Wormadam, just Wormasquirm or something like that. And Mothim would still be Mothim, but it would be the protective moth that I tell you about that absorbs fairy attacks. And it would be so good in some teams, now that I think about it. Combi and Vespiquen are pretty much perfect the way they are. They symbolize exactly what they're supposed to stand for. Queen Bee and Drone Bee. How can you change this? How can you improve it? I think it would be difficult to do. Oh, yes. I know. I would give Vespiquen a Dynamax, which would be the whole hive. And it would have a special attack. That would pretty much be like attack and... there would be an attack that gives them a substitute. It would harm her as well, but it would be an attack that harms the opponent heavily and gives you a substitute. You basically will only be able to use it once per battle, but it would be so efficient and so good and bug type that it would be worth it. Pachirisu. It's a squirrel. There's already a ground type squirrel. I cannot make a ground type squirrel out of Pachirisu, which the special thing it has is that it's an electric squirrel rather than the normal weird ass squirrel that it's already ground. Wait, is it already ground? Is it ground or is it just normal? No, it's just normal. So we could make a Pachirisu that is ground type, right? Right? I think so. But would it be worth it? I don't think so. I don't think it would be worth it. Not at all. Ah. Pikachu clones are difficult to handle. I know. Let's make homage to that Pachirisu and make it Electric Fairy. And it would just be like a super squirrel that fights dragons. It's supposed to be a mascot Pokemon, so it makes sense that it's something out there. It would be particularly cute, and it would be a dragon fighter. Resistant to dragon attacks, and it can and a lot of defense. Like this one has really good special defense, now that I see. Decent defenses and good speed. So it could be a especially resistant Pika clone. Pika clones don't need to be particularly great, but they could have a gimmick, so I think that works. Now, Buizel and Floatzel are based around lifesavers and otters. Well, these ones are sea Buizels and Floatzells. And the Buizels and Floatzells that we would be finding would be original form that is, or this one would be lake ones, and the sea ones would be more of hunters. So they would be Water Dark They would be... Or water poison! No. Water darks. Okay. No, water poison. Let's have fun. Because that means that it uses its poison stingers to hunt shelders and cloisters. And when you find them in the wild, there's a chance that they are holding a pearl. They'll be more based around regular otters. And I imagine it would be just like the way that you see river otters and sea otters, and one is horrifying and the other is really cute. And the regular buoys on Floatzel are really cute, but these other ones would be kind of horrifying. Cherubi and Cherim. How can you improve on perfection? How, indeed. You have the cherry and the cherry blossom. I'd give it either a Mega or a Dynamax. That is the full-ass cherry tree. And it would also have Flower Gift, but it would have greater defenses and maybe even a particular attack, a special attack. No evolutions, just a Mega or a Dynamax. Shellos and Gastrodon. There's legs. What can you do for them? Slug up. I'm really not sure what I could do for Shellos or Gastrodon. It already pretty much is everything that it wants to be. I envy Shellos and Gastrodon because it's already... It doesn't yearn to be anything more than it already is. It's already super useful. Was kind of broken in competitive. It has two forms. West and East form. Which have only visual differences. But hey, I would also be showing off different outfits if I looked that good. So how do you improve on that? That's another reason why I have it so difficult to do any changes on Gen 4 Pokemon. Besides not being so close to them, some of them are finalized. Just like Vespiquen. The only thing that I could think is just insist on what it's already there, which is the hive. And just give it a bigger hive. There's Cherim. I can only insist on what is already there and make it a tree instead of just a bloom. But Gastrodon, I cannot insist on it without it seeming redundant. The other things at least have something to work with. The Vespiquen gets a hive. The Cherim gets a trunk. Gastrodon would just get bigger if it gets another form. Wouldn't it? Maybe a form... I'm not sure what it... What do you need? What do you want, Gastrodon? What can I do for you? Seriously. What do you give a girl who already has everything? Look at her. She has pretty much already made it. And she doesn't even show off. She's so humble. Oh my god. I tell you, I'm envious of people like Gastrodon that are so happy with what they already have. They have just achieved a complete peace in the world. Just out of that, I would like to say I cannot give her anything. But I have to try. Its stats are pretty good. Maybe it could benefit from additional stats. So I'm thinking I'd probably give it a Mega, where it would get a shell that it would increase its defenses heavily. So it would be a stall machine. What do you give a slime who already has everything? A shell. That's all that I could give it. And she probably doesn't even need it. But that's the only thing that I think I could give her that she doesn't have. What's worse is that she will look at me, smile, and say, "Thank you so much for this. I hadn't thought that I might need this, but I'm sure that it will come in handy." And say it sincerely, like not being snide or anything. She will sincerely use it. She doesn't need it, but she uses it out of consideration because she's just that nice. That's just her. You know what's worse? I fucking hate her. She's so perfect already. Look at her. I tell you, oh my fucking god, she makes me so angry. She's so perfect. Ugh. Okay, fine. Whatever. Ambipom. Let's give you a third arm. Drifloon. Driflim. Mega. You become a full blimp. Lopunny. You already have a Mega. Miss Mages. You have a Paradox form. Paradox. Paradox. I keep forgetting Paradox. Oh my god. I know what I can give Gastrodon. I will give it a future Paradox and just make it worse. Yeah, no, I'm supposed to make him better. So if I gave her a Paradox form, it would suck because it would no longer have Storm Drain, which is basically the only reason why you would have it. Thank you for another antidote. No, let's just stand our ground. Gastrodon, you get your Mega. Bigger defenses, stall Pokemon. Everybody fucking hates you even more, despite you knowing that you don't mind. You really don't mind the haters. And that makes me hate you so much more. You're above it. You know you're above it. Everybody knows you're above it, and we just hate you for that. Look at her. She's so fucking perfect. No, what's worse is that she's not even perfect. She's a fucking slug. She knows it, but she still loves it. She loves herself so much. I'm so fucking envious of Gastrodon. I just can't stand her. Look at her. Ugh. I need to just keep moving on. Let's move on. Hunchcrow? Did Hunchcrow get a Mega? If not, I would give Murkrow a Paradox. Just like Miss Magia's got a Paradox. I would make it a future Paradox. I would give it really, really sick stats. And give it a broken speed that would make it just so fucking annoying. And pretty much unmatched by anything else. Glameow and Perugly. It's already normal. I could go the regular route. Give it a regional form that just becomes dark. But no, fuck it. I'm gonna give it a form that it received so much love. It became a recipient of that love. And despite being ugly, it became fairy. It would be a regional form that becomes a fairy, because Glameow is pretty much an alley cat, but this other Glameow would be a contest cat. One that is so used to being in the spotlight that people can basically skitty. But if it had good, better stats. Okay, I'm pretty much recycling the Skitty thing again. But Skitty is a normal house cat. This would be like a cat that has transcended. Tingling, you literally just got a Mega. Stunky and Skunk Tank. The thing about Stunking Skunk Tank is the whole opposite from Shells and Gastrodon. Shells and Gastrodon are perfect the way they are because they are a result of just the stars aligning to make a shitty looking Pokemon be perfect in every other way. But in here, it's Stunky, it's a skunk that becomes more skunk. I would like to give you the Zigzagoon the Zigzagoon treatment. Give you a regional form that is poison normal. Why? Because why not? And end with a regional evolution that stands you in 2 feet and makes you a furry bait. Why? Because why not? Bronzer and Bronzong. Okay, this one is another perfect Pokemon in concept. I know that it has its mistakes and whatever, but it's a beautiful bell. Oh my god. It literally could be a fossil in a way. Because it's representative of ancient bells, I believe. Is this a Zen bell? One of those in that they hang in the temples? I forget what they represent. But the fact that they're psychic makes me think it's precisely that. One of those Zen bells. No, actually, I take it back. I do believe that it's a Zen bell, that one of the ones that they have in temples. But now I think that this is so Japanese and Japanese direct that I'm not sure if I can actually give it a proper rework without disrespecting the source. The most that I can think is make it a religious analog, but I really don't want to do that. I'd rather not make it, change it from an Oriental bell to an Occidental bell. That would be interesting. Like change it from a Zen bell to a bell from the Chapel of Notre Dame. Kind of be interesting, but once again, we go to religion, and the reason why I dislike to include religion from the West rather than from the East is because the Eastern religious people don't make it the whole life. And it's so easy to offend someone when you put a Western religion into it, because it becomes something so intrinsic to their life that if it's misrepresented, it feels like a personal affront. That's why I don't like Western religion in games. It sucks in games because no matter what you try, it will have connotations outside of the world. Silent Hill, if you know, Silent Hill is one of my favorite games, but they like managed to sidewalk this because the religion is invented. It still is kind of, you know, bordering on becoming controversial because of the fact that it's based on like a native religion, Native American, and that's iffy to say the least. So Bronzer and Bronzong, I'd probably give it either a Mega or a Dynamax, where it pretty much is okay, it might be sacrilegious in a way, but it would be no. I was going to say that it would be a more ornate bell hung up from a gate, you know, the red gates that are in the entrance of the temples, but that's not where you would put a bell. So I would just make it the bell with the whole stand and include also the mallet with which it's hit as one of its arms. You know how it has 2 arms and stuff? The Dynamax would have the mallet. And it would just have better stats, that's it. And it could be either a Dynamax or a Mega Evolution. And I think that way I'm respecting its origin enough. I'm avoiding the trap that is including Western religion influences. And I am improving on the original concept. So yes, mission accomplished, let's say that. Bonsley, I think I already treated that one, since it's Sudowoodo. Since it's based on fake tree, it would be just a tree of a different material, in this case steel. Mime Jr. already had a rework with the new generation and Mr. Rhyme, whatnot. Happiny, well, they got Blissey in 2nd gen, but they haven't got anything ever since. And the thing is that you don't rework Blissey. You cannot rework that Pokemon because it already is broken. And how do you change it to something different without it being either ridiculous or so broken that it makes the meta around it just... This one is a difficult Pokemon to adapt in a different way because Blissey and Chansey are so contentious competitively. If anything happens to update them, it would change the whole game, you know? Blissey is by... Was it Blissey? No, Chansey is by Excellence, the stall Pokemon. But if we ignore the competitive aspect and stay just within the lore slash concept aspect, Chansey, Happiny, and Blissey... Well, Chansey comes from that chance, the low chance of finding it. And it's supposed to be a Pokemon that doesn't attack because it's the one that gives you more experience. It's a Pokemon, the experience Pokemon, you got lucky Pokemon, the happy Pokemon. So if I made the opposite of it, it would be the bad luck Pokemon, which rather than an egg. No, but... It could be like a rotten egg. Maybe it starts like Happiny, evolves into... How do you... What's the thing that you call when people believe a lot in things like luck, not walking under stairs because it might give you bad luck? These people, you describe them as... I was trying to make a pun, but I don't even remember what I want to make a pun of. But basically, it could be like the unlucky Pokemon. That when you find it, oh my god, it's going to have like... you are unable to escape from it. It's a Pokemon with pretty much the same stats as Chansey, but it has low chip attacks, consistent chipping attacks, so that it just puts stats on you and always lowers your HP. And Blissey would be, and the alternate of Blissey would be a Pokemon that would be like really, really bad luck. Like you really don't want to find it. I think that would be Dusclops, just. But anyway, you get where I'm coming from. That it would be the bad luck Pokemon, not the good luck Pokemon like Chansey and Blissey is. And it could be either Poison or Ghost. I am more leaning towards Poison because Ghost already has a certain reputation. And because there's already a lot of ghosts. And I think Poison needs a little bit more love. That's it. Chatot. I'm not sure if Chatot will ever get a rework of any kind. You know, because of the whole speaking gimmick. But I could make it... I would make it... a mimic Pokemon, again. But rather than that, this Pokemon would do the sound of strong sounding Pokemon in some areas to try to... You know how in this generation and in this Generation 3, the one that I'm playing right now, sometimes you can hear the growls of Pokemon. This Pokemon would do the growls of stronger Pokemon than the ones that there are. For example, if one has Poochyena, it would do a Mightyena instead, in an attempt to intimidate. And I'd give it an ability that it... like Dancer, but for sound moves. That if the opponent uses a sound move, Chatot uses it too. So it would be the same concept as Chatot, but mostly around... based around mimicking not people, but animals, objects. And it would be a Kookaburra rather than a parrot. But I guess that would be a new Pokemon, wouldn't it? Yeah, probably. Let's move on. I think I'm well leveled enough that I can take on the rest of the gym. No problem. And I can continue leveling my other Pokemon with trainers and just switching them back and forth. Give me just 1 second. My cat wants to go out. Cutest cat in the world, I swear. I swear to all my most beautiful, precious cat in the world. Okay, so I just need Tommy Pickles and Lillian. And no, I'm not going to be overtraining. I'm actually going to use Tommy Pickles during the trainer battles in the gym, so that I can level her up to level 14 or 15 maybe. And for the dangerous rock types in the gym, I'm just gonna use Lillian alone. Tommy Pickles, I want to give you an Oran Berry, just in case one of those attacks hits a little bit too hard. And Lillian, you're getting the Quick Claw. Maybe I shouldn't give Lillian the Oran Berry just yet. Maybe after. Yeah, I'm gonna give. I'm taking it off. Bye. Let's just defeat the gym first, and then we get moving. I'll take this chance to train Susie Carmichael a little bit more. Spiritomb. I would give it the Cofragigus workaround. That it would be basically just a regional form or regional variation. Gible, Gabite, and Garchomp already have not one, but 2 Megas. Munchlax, Snorlax already has so much love. Dynamax and special moves and whatnot. Lucario has not one, but 2 Megas. Hippopotas or Hippowdon. Yes, I would make a water-based form. That's it. It would be a regional form, and it would, you know, have rain, you know, the rain equivalent to its moves. And I would give it a secret ability, a hidden ability that would raise its attack or special attack in the rain. Scorpy and Drapion. I wish I could say I understand the concept behind them, but it's so cool that I would give it a paradox form, either in the past or in the future, that would just have better stats. That would be awesome. Krogon, Toxicroak. Man, you really deserved more Toxicroak. So I would give you a Mega. I have a soft spot for poison types. I'm sorry. I know, toxic, I understand. But I really think Toxicroak is easily one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 4. And considering that I don't like Gen 4, that's a high praise. Toxicroak, I would give it a Mega. And it would be so cool that people would stop looking down on it. I don't know, Toxicroak, I think it's such a cool concept that it should rival Pokemon like a Greninja in a way. So I'm thinking like Toxicroak's evolution would be a Western variation of Greninja. Like Greninja is a ninja, Toxicroak could be a gunslinger of sorts, or just a street fighter. Yeah, that would be really cool. And it's toxic, it's poison fighter because it plays dirty. Yeah, that's it. That's the concept. It would be a Mega, and it would be like a street fighter. Maybe not looking, you know, in the way that, not in the same way that I forgot the name of that Pokemon that has pants that keep falling from Gen 5 that just recently got a Mega. That is based around the Rap Battler. But this would be more like a miscreant. Someone who literally will not play nice. Carnivine. Carnivine? Probably a Mega. It's a levitating carnivore plant. I would make it an even stronger carnivore plant. Finneon and Luminion. A lot of the fan games that I've seen give Finneon and Luminion the fairy type because of its wings and stuff, because because it's an angelfish. So I would give Finneon and Luminion a form that it's basically water fairy, just to pay homage to that, because it's a really beautiful fish. Out of all the fishes, is the one that stands out. That it's the prettiest one. It's really cute, you know. Well, I know that is subjective, but it's a little angel. Like, there's probably merchandise in the Pokemon world about Finneon and Luminion, or Finneon and Luminion based clothes, you know? Oh shoot! No, hold on. The fight still doesn't start, so I'm gonna restart because I did not give that girl her Oranberry. Good thing I saved. Battle hadn't even started, so this is fine. This counts. This is okay. I swear it's okay. Stop hating on me. Okay, now I save again. Or instead, we could give them a Mega that is fairy type, fairy water type. And it can have Levitate as its special ability. After having really, really good stats. Then people would be like, why the hell would I use it if I can use Luminion in the rain? Like, why? Why? That's why I call it whining, because you keep saying why all the time. Even though nobody cares. I mean, I know nobody cares, but whatever. Mantine? Has Mantine gotten a Mega? Did Mantine get a Mega? Give me a moment. Mantike? Call your papa, please. Mantine? Do you have anything interesting? Gen 8 should tell me. You're not in Gen 9? Oh. Oh, no. But I think I already spoke with it about it since Gen 2. I said that I did not count babies, so I think I probably just gave it something. What I gave it? Not a clue. Probably... Ooh, original form that's poison type. Water poison type. You know, some manta rays are known to be poisonous. So I probably based myself around that. You can harden all you want. It won't matter. I'll still absorb you, and you'll become part of me. Weavile got Sneasler, so yeah. No, Magnezone. Well, that's Magnezone is the update, basically, pretty much. The reason why I didn't want to count Gen 4 is because a lot of Pokemon got updates here, but right now we're about to go to Gen 10. And not many of these Pokemon have gotten any more updates. Still, this is a pretty good update to a lot of Pokemon. Like, Magnezone is a really good Pokemon. In general. Lickilicky might not be so good, but it has Wi-Fi. Rhyperior? Is Rhyperior good? I don't remember it competitively. Tangrowth recently had an appearance in the new Poketopia games. Electivire and Magmortar. Okay. All these guys, they need... Not a Mega... Okay. Before that, I skipped Abomasnow and Snover. They got a Mega recent... They got a Mega in Gen 6, so that counts as an update. But the other ones haven't gotten, so... Let's say that, for the sake of this exercise, this update to that original line of the Pokemon does not count. Okay? In that case, Magnezone, I would give it a Mega Evolution. It would be... what's the name of that? A Railgun. No, wait. Doesn't the bridge Pokemon already have that? Oh yeah, it becomes a Railgun. And it's also Electric Steel. Well, then Magnezone would become a literal generator. Generating exorbitant amounts of electricity and power. In order to provide electricity for a full city, basically. Lickilicky. Lickilicky is based on that kaiju, not kaiju, sorry. Wait, no, I have to speak a little bit loud, so that it stays open. Based on that yokai that used to clean bathhouses with the tongue. So I'd probably give it... You know what? I'd give it a Paradox. A Paradox form from the past. That would be Water Psychic type. And that would be based completely around the concept of it owning a bathhouse. It would have some interesting fire moves. And it would have Scald, which was originally only belonging to that Pokemon that's Water Fire from Gen 7. Then everybody had it. Then they took it from everybody and gave it back to that Pokemon, whose name I forget because it's not in the mainline game unless you get it from an event. But I do know that they just took it out from everybody and gave it only to him again. And this Lickilicky form, I would call it either Scalding Licks. No, actually, Scalding Licks is perfect. That would be it. Rhyperior. Since we already got a Mega for Drillbur, which is basically the concept this was going for. Drillbur became a drill, and Rhyperior kind of became a worker. So I would... He has that protection thing and everything. I would give it a paradox form as well, but it would be future based. No, wait. Rhyperior, Electivire, and Magmortar, kind of like a trio. I hate it, but that's just the fact of it. After they took away Jinx's privilege in the trio that was Electivus, Magmar, and Jinx, they kind of gave it to Rhydon instead. But no, Electivire and Magmortar work better as a duo, with Rhyperior just being like a third wheel. Let's say, hey guys, what's going on? So yeah, Rhyperior, I would make it Paradox from the future. I would make it... Good thing about the Paradox Pokemon is that they literally can have completely different... Oh, come on, I thought that I could avoid that thing. Completely different typings from their original counterparts. I was actually thinking Steel Electric, but now that I realize there's a lot of Steel Electric Pokemon. And I want to avoid Steel. Let's avoid Steel. Instead, let's make it... Oh, first of all, when does Nincada evolve? I want to know that real fast. Gen 3... Nincada was 16, right? 20. Level 20. Alright. Will I get to that before Brawly? Brawly is level 19. No. So it's okay. I can literally just hang out with him. And Nigel Thornberry just became useful when I got Flamethrower. And I got Flamethrower because... besides messing up my game, it also made sure to give me a lot of coins in the coin thing, the arcade, whatever it's called. Game Corner, that. So Nigel Thornberry, despite it all, I think you're gonna be benched unless we run out of space or we need something just to, you know, pivot. So enjoy your stay until we need a sacrificial lamb. Bye bye. The Rhyperior, I don't want to make it Steel, but Steel is the one that makes the most sense because it literally has a horn. Okay, hear me out. I'd make it Steel Ghost, and it would be based around a machine made out of Rhyperior who spent their lives protecting workers. Since we already have the drill, we need also it would be basically OSHA. In one moment, my cat just entered. Sure, cat, you can just come in, open the door wide open. After all, it's not like you pay electricity, right? Because I have the AC on. Just in case it didn't went through. And Rhyperior would be based around basically OSHA, just protecting people, workers, particularly like in mines or in working sites. Yeah, I like that idea. Tangrowth. Tangrowth, on the other hand, I think it would benefit having a Tangela with a Paradox form from the past that would be based on ancient ferns and vines. And it could be grass rock or just grass with really, really cool stats and moves. As for Electivire and McMortar, how about we give you two Megas? Why? Because concept-wise, you're just a cannon and something electric-y. So let's give you a Mega that makes you look super cool. How about that? That's it. Just a Mega that makes him look super cool. Electivire will look a little bit more bulky. McMortar will look a little less goofy. And everybody would be happy, I guess. I mean, not really, but we can try. Togekiss is already a beast and doesn't deserve anything, but why not? Let's give it, if not a Mega, it's based kind of like around an owl, right? Come on. I really didn't want to give any of these Pokemon anything else, because they pretty much already have a lot. But I guess I can give Togekiss a Dynamax. Yeah, let's give it a Dynamax. It would be just like Togekiss, but much bigger. It would be a Boeing 767 jet, which is what I believe is the biggest commercial flight plane available back in 2016, I think. I'm not sure if there's a bigger one. I'm sorry, I cannot say right now. I'm in a way. Oh, it's a flying type, so Susie Carmichael, go. Yanmega. I'd give it... Yanmega is already a Paradox form in a way, so I'd give it a Future Paradox. It would be Steel Wings. Do you want to go out again? Come on, you just came in. And yes, I know that everything around me squeaks. I know. Everything needs grease right here. I live in a very old place. What can I say? The youngest thing here is a cat. Yeah, I'd give Yanmega a future form. It would be Bug Steel. Or Steel Flying. No, it has to be Bug because it's supposed to be around a bug. Let's give it Bug Steel. And it would be like a surveillance camera. Sure, why not? Gliscor! Oh my god. You already have a lot, all that much and you want more? Haven't you had enough? Also, I think I need to teach somebody Cut. And it'll probably be... Where's Cut? Oh my god, I didn't get Cut. Gliscor. What can I give Gliscor? I could give you a shitty Mega. Okay, no. Gliscor is already kind of a beast. Imagine if you have a Dynamax Gliscor with Poison Heal already. No, that'd be... I don't want to give it already even a special attack. Is it here? Yeah, here it is. Cutter's House. A Mega would be kinda a lot. Okay, who am I giving cut then? I guess I have to give it to Chucky Fighter. And I'm taking away Sand Attack because fuck Sand Attack. You know what? Let's give Gliscor a Paradox form. We remove its Poison Heal, but we give it better stats. And we do it as a Pokemon from the future. And rather than being ground flying, it would be ground poison. That way it's immune to poison. And I really don't know with Gliscor what to do. I'm becoming more and less creative by the moment, by the second. And Gliscor is the point where I just realized. I'm sure I was having shitty ideas before, but Gliscor is like, ugh, my albatross. Okay, let's teach cut. Oh no, I already have someone who learned it, so never mind. Let's do this double battles so that we can level up. Oh, Susie Carmichael, let me give you 1 potion. Or I could give it a Paradox form from the future and make it a flying surveillance thing. We would be removing its ground type. But no, anything that you give it, it's worse. If you give it it's too much. If you give it a Mega Evolution, it's just going to be relentless. Well, if I gave it a Mega Evolution, I would just reduce its speed or just leave it the same. Not raise it at all and just raise its other stats. But then it would be a fucking beast. I'm really unsure what we could do that would not make it either overpowered or just lame. Let's circle back to it. We'll come back to Gliscor in just a moment. On the other hand, Mamoswine, Ice Ground. Mamoswine is already pasty, just like the other Pokemon, the one that I mentioned a moment ago. The Firefly one. Oh my god, I just said its name, Yanmega. So Mamoswine, I could give it a future form that would be like trying to remake a mammoth after they went extinct. So I'm gonna change you for Chucky Fighter. And I'm using Susie Carmichael for now. No, I think I know what I would do. Mamoswine and Yanmega would be like those Pokemon that I mentioned, the fossil Pokemon, that when they are put in their primeval location, they become their regular form. But these ones, after appearing there, you can find a tusk fossil and a wing flap fossil or a tail fossil, something like that. And you can get rock type versions of these two. So it would be the same trio and duo, only they would have rock instead of ground It would be ice rock and rock bug or rock flying. I guess neither makes sense, honestly. So I think it would be rock bug, probably, with levitate. Huh. Wow. And that would be... Wow. Now that I think about it, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that works. And Glis score. Glis score is a bat. Okay. Hear me out. I have an idea. This would be an alternate form of the whole line. And rather than being ground flying, it would be dark psychic, and it would have tangled feet. No, maybe, or either that, or it would have guts. So it would be something similar that would take advantage of a stat condition. It would be a bat that is not particularly... That looks like it should be poisonous, but it's not. Okay, I think I'm getting to somewhere, but I'm not sure if I'm there just yet. And I'm changing you for Danny Phantom. Porygon Z. You want more? Not only did you have an update in Gen 2, but also in Gen 4. Okay, let me focus on this battle a little bit, because it's going to be a little contentious, to say the least. So, Porygon Z, you get nothing. Gallade, you already got a lot. Probopass, you were already... Oh no, but... Yeah, this is an update of... This is an old update, so if you got an update, what would it be? I'd make you a Dynamax. Why? Because I don't really care about you. And Dusknoir, I would give you a Mega, because you really deserve more love. Frostless, you literally just got a Mega. Rotom, well, you got all those forms in Gen 5. No, it was actually in Gen 4 as well. It was just easier to get in Gen 5. That's it. Danny Phantom, you're out. Go Chucky Finster. Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. One of the most boring trios that I've known. It's basically Wisdom, Power, and Courage. So I'd make you purple, I'd make you dark. Just so that you're based around the anti-Triforce from Link Between Worlds. Oh my god. I love Zigzagoon, but as an opponent, it's... Oh, I kinda hate it. Wanna bring Danny Phantom back? No, that would be a terrible idea, actually. And Dialga, Palkia, and Dialga and Palkia literally just got new forms in Arceus. Heatran just got a Mega. Regigigas is a Regi. And there's been recent updates to Regi, so I wouldn't count it as lacking a Giga. But... Oh. I'm bringing Danny Fenton back. Danny Fenton resist, please. Yes. And get a lot of HP. Not as much as I would have wanted. Never mind. That's enough. Giratina, no, it only has an Giratina already has a different form. And it's getting a lot of love, honestly. It's a legendary. You got enough. Cresselia, since Heatran got a Mega. What can you get? Another Mega? You're supposed to be like the good moon or something like that. What's your deal? I don't care. And the rest of them, they can go fuck themselves. Whatever. Yay! I finished. Yeah, it's so fun. What's this? Trainer tips. Your bag has several pockets. Items you obtain are automatically placed in the appropriate pockets. No trainer can afford to be without a bag of their own. Let's go for another double battle. And then we get those berries before they fall to the ground and disappear. Because I've been here for 3 hours. Yes, I've been streaming for 3 hours. I'm so proud of myself. I'm gonna stream for a little bit. I want to get to Dew for it at least. Now let's leech that life. Yeah, sure. Curl all your defense all you want. If my calculations are correct, after this, Susie Carmichael should be getting bite. Why is everyone so intent on reducing my attack? My god, I need more special attackers. Susie, level up, please. Level up, please, level up. Thank you, Danny Phantom, but... Oh, not yet. Fine. Let's see if this Meryl is enough to help Susie Carmichael level up. And while I really like Pokemon, I've become very disillusioned lately with a lot of things, Pokemon included. I have not played the new Pokemon games. At a certain point, I just don't mind even being spoiled of them, even though usually I'm kind of like a Puritan and I would love to play every game for the first time on my own. I think at some point I decided, you know what, I think I'm okay for now not getting the next generation. Like, I didn't get a Switch 1, I don't think I'm getting a Switch 2. Maybe the next generation, I don't know. Last console I got was a 3DS. Never got a Wii or a Wii U. When it comes to other consoles, I was never a PlayStation person, and my parents only knew the Nintendos. I do like PlayStation games, like I told you. Silent Hill is one of my favorite games. All of them. Well, the series was one of my favorite series. Not all of the Silent Hill games were my favorite games, but the music, my god, the music. Just that alone is enough to make me love them. They're not by any chance the best games, except for 2. 2 is perfect. I would marry 2 if I could. But they're games I love. I've also played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. 3 made me cry at the end. And I played a lot of PlayStation games. actually gonna admit it. One of the reasons why I didn't like PlayStation at the beginning was because I wanted to play the Final Fantasy games and they were not available for anything else. But for PlayStation, it was like, why do they only have those? And I kind of resented them for a long time. But then I just grew up, and then I learned how to get them online. I started playing Final Fantasy VII and I loved it. I left the city and never continued. And now with the remake, I want to retake it and suffer with it like I was meant to 10 years ago, and then play the remakes. In that way, I still do not want to spoil myself of the remake of Final Fantasy VII, because I'm really looking forward to comparing the original story with a rework. Because as far as I understand, well, I mean, I know, like everybody, that Ares dies. I think that's one of the most famous spoilers of all time. Before people knew what Harry Potter was, people were yelling, Ares dies in the end. Sephiroth kills her. But as far as I'm being told, this new version is giving itself some liberties to change the timeline. And I'm like, ooh, interesting. So you're telling me now it's Tifa who dies? Oh, nah, I'm just kidding. Mostly, I'm guessing it's mostly because of that. That little! Are you fucking serious? You were only missing that little smidging to get to... Oh my god. Fine. Have it your way. No! Fine, I'm leaving. Jeez. Go. Go, Angelica Pax. But I don't think I'm gonna buy myself any new consoles. Not just yet. Like, I'm gonna lose the hype of a lot of things. If I became a full-time streamer, I might consider actually getting up to date with a lot of things, like getting the newest consoles. Getting waste. Thank you! Fucking thank you! Fucking finally! Oh, jeez! In order to stay up to date, because if it's my job, that would be an important part, to be able to play the newest games and whatnot. That's all I wanted. All I wanted is for Susie Carmichael to get to a proper level. And let's give her another potion, because we love her, even though she's a little bit slow. Now we're gonna... Oh, yes, Mr. Bryan, yes, you're... I know. You don't have to say it again. Yes, I could... Just hurry up. I want to see if I can do this exercise for Gen 5. Wow. Servine needs a little bit of love. You know what? No, I don't want to do it. Not anymore. I'm tired for today of thinking of ways to make some Pokemon interesting or not. Are you resistant? Okay, I want to see something. First, summary. How are my defense? Special defense is lower. Let's try Bite first. Really? Really? It's pretty much the same. I think Bite did a little bit more. Hopefully it flinches. Thank you. Wow, Susie! Nice! Yes. That's all I want. I just wanted Susie to get Bite. Now she's a decent Pokemon. Oh, well, half decent, because she still is using a special typing when it's attack based. Once again, I wish I was playing a game with the physical defense split, but we are going vanilla. We know this. Still, I have my preferences, and in this case, I like it when my Pokemon struggle a little bit, because that makes it a little bit more challenge and makes me love them even more because they're doing their best for me. Yay! Maybe I won't do the exercise, but I do want to wonder about the new Pokemon gen. It's called Winds and Waves, so it'll be important. The sea is probably going to be important at a certain at some point. So it's probably a marine-based region after a certain aspect. I'm thinking some islands. I was kinda wanting the new generation to be based around Australia, or well, the one that is actually my biggest bet for the new generation's location would be what's the name of the place where they filmed the Lord of the Rings? Oh, phooey, I forgot. You know the one. It's island country. It has really cool mountains, beautiful plains, lovely beaches, amazing people, and an industry that was destroyed by the desires of Hollywood to make a subpar movie based on the success of a previously beloved franchise. You know? Oh my god. Am I tired? Am I tired? Is this why I keep forgetting things? Is this okay? Is this real? Do a lot of people have to deal with this? How do you streamers do it? Seriously, having to come up and remember absolutely every name. My god, if I remember the names of every person in my family, it's just because of repetition and stubbornness, not because I'm actually able to do it easily. Oh my god. I have a really big admiration for streamers who do this 24/7, this is their job every day, because the whole betting on how good a video is going to do is, I don't know, it's incredibly difficult for me. I'm a big coward. I mean, for no other reason I'm hiding behind this persona. I know that if you're savvy enough, you'll probably be able to find me or where I am from. But I am very scared of showing everything about myself online, not because I've done anything bad in the past, but because I'm not that secure of a person, both in my appearance and in my abilities. Be right be. My cat entered again. Ugh, cat. And I wonder if I'll actually be able to do this professionally. The only reason I'm thinking of this is because, well, because of that little snafu from my job. If I happen to lose my job, I do want to give this a little bit more effort, but I really do need a job because I have a lot of debts and I cannot give myself the luxury of being without a consistent income. So it would be more like putting a lot of effort into this while looking for another persistent job that can give me an income every so often, you know? Because I do still have to do a lot of pay for a lot of stuff. Oh my god, I forgot about this. Ugh. I just talked to him and you want me to call him again? Seriously. Hi, Mr. Stone. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. Okay, bye. Yes. Oh my god. Couldn't you just told me whatever you wanted to tell me from there? Oh, fuck you. I swear, rich people. Can I go now? Later. I'm a little busy, okay? Cat wants to play, and I'm sure that they're going to bite me in just a moment. Oh, hi, Gris. You had a match call? Yeah, yeah, sure. Let's register. I'm busy. You want to go out again? I can take you out of here. When it just wants attention, after making me stand up and going to the door, it just lies on the floor. Sure, let's battle. I do need a little bit more of experience for my cicada. Oh no, I think I might have made a mistake. I'm just kidding. I'm just bringing out Tommy Pickles. And I'll put your turtle to rest. This is funny. These are the two Pokemon who get the weather abilities in the future. I cannot play right now, Lena. Okay, look. Here's the... Okay. I'm sorry. I need to take a cat break. BRB. Okay, I'm back. My cat really wanted me to play with it. And I've been ignoring it for 3 hours, so I just gave it a couple of minutes of attention of playing with his little ball. A little bit more they're a little bit more content now, right? Okay, Lita. Then we got Mudkip. And we're bringing Lillian for that. A pure grass type will be perfect against Mudkip and its future evolutions. I think I'm gonna leech you. I mean, leech seed you. When I was younger and I played this game shortly after it had come out, I always thought, oh hey, how smart it is to slowly chip away at the HP of the opponent. And when I saw that in contests, most of the grass moves were smart, I was like, oh wow, I feel vindicated. I always thought that it was like a smart strategy, and I felt smart by doing chip damage in different aspects, which is one of the tenets of... You want to go out now? Oh my god, I'll be there. They had their fun and now they went out. Just perfect. Bye. And we'll continue training Danny Phantom for a little while longer. We want them to get strong and powerful to level 20. Yay! Oh wait, we have cut. So let's get the good things that we get here and the miracle seed. With the miracle seed, we get it here in the forest. Taylor Swift. Don't do that to me. That's not allowed. No. Wait, I think there's a mushroom here. Yes, a tiny mushroom. Not just any mushroom. And you give me the miracle seed, right? Good. I need an extra 10% strength in whatever this guy can do. This girl, sorry. Because absorb is 20 power. And even if it's level 22, it's better than nothing. Oh no, there's something over there. I want... No! Oh, Pochina. Nice. Attack HP. EVs. Yum 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 yum. New Zealand! New Zealand! That was it! Yes, it would be awesome if the new generation was in New Zealand. And it would make sense. Actually, New Zealand would be so perfect for a Pokemon generation. And if they made it like... if they take advantage of the fact that it's a destination to make movies and whatnot, and of its beautiful landscapes and how it pretty much has absolutely everything under the sun when it comes to you know, what's that word? Environments, I guess? Environments, I guess? Ooh. One potion. Oh, that's right. I need to buy potions. Just let me go. Yeah, Puchana. Danny Phantom, go get food. Lyra, for crying out loud. She just comes and goes as they please. Was there something here? Or just this lady telling me, "You're a thief! You're a thief! You're a robber! You absolute goon!" Let us buy some potions. No, potions. Thank you. Bye-bye. And the next level cap for the gym is level 19. I don't think it's recommended to go right away towards the gym. I think it's better if I train a little bit first, but I've already streamed for more than 3 hours and a half. I think, just like I said, once that I get over to Dewford, I'm just gonna leave it there. And hey, I'm gonna take it as a win that absolutely nobody died. I might do some training, I mean, what's the word? Some leveling up on my own time, because I'm seeing that it takes a lot of time and it's not very interesting to watch. So I'll try to do that for next stream, but for now this will be it, and thank you so much for joining me. And if you're watching the VOD, thank you so much for watching it. Really? There's so many better things I could have watched instead of just watching me discuss how I would make Pokemon better. I'm sure your ideas are much better than mine, but thank you anyway. Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you next time. Peace!